Go get your coffee and join me on GHC Coffee Break this morning. Chief Horace from Georgia Highlands College will join us. Get your coffee. We'll be right back.
Your life is filled with opportunities to show the world you can take charge. It's waking up each day with a mission. It's working each day toward a goal. It's choosing to rise. It's charging forward with a purpose. It's changing the course of your life and taking charge of your future. If you're ready to be a Take Charger, enroll at Georgia Highlands College today.
Welcome to GHC Coffee Break. I'm so excited to have my guest this morning. This is the first time he's actually been on the show, Chief Horace. I appreciate you being here from Georgia Highlands College, our Chief of Police.
Not a problem. Thank you for inviting me. Excited to be here.
Well, actually, it wasn't too long ago that you came to a class of mine on the college, one of my human service classes, and we really enjoyed having you, by the way, so thank you.
You're welcome. Enjoyed the time with the students and you, and learned a lot from the students as well.
The students, they scare me sometimes. They're amazing because they're a really good group. We're really fortunate, I think, to have that group of students. So they did want me to make sure I told you thank you, and I really appreciated you coming.
Yes.
So today I thought it would be a good idea with the holidays coming. There's a lot of things that I know that, and you had actually sent out an email, I believe, to the whole college body a week or two ago about holiday safety and just some general information I think that would be good for our whole community to know that is in our viewing area that watches the show. So I'm going to just kind of let you talk a little bit, and we'll just kind of, I may ask questions and interject and see what's going on and how we can keep our community safe.
Very important. Oftentimes we get caught up in a holiday festive environment, and we forget about the safety things that we can do because we're so busy thinking about the gifts that we want to purchase for our friends and loved ones. But there are some things that we can do to protect ourselves, particularly if we're going out shopping at the outlets or the malls. You want to go shopping in the daytime. You want to go shopping in groups. Folks have a tendency to look for weak people if they want to rob or take advantage of them. So when you're in a group, you're less likely to be targeted because you're in a group. So I encourage that, and I encourage to go shopping in the daytime. And if you are shopping at night, most of these places have security in the area. So if you're uncomfortable walking to the car with your bags, request a safety escort from a security officer. It's better safe than sorry.
Yeah, because I know for a lot of, especially with the time change, I mean, you're really dealing with more darkness almost now than lightness. So for anybody that is working and, you know, they're working a 9 to 5 even, you know, 5 o'clock or a little after, it's getting pretty dark. Maybe not dark 30, but it's getting dark outside.
It is.
So it's kind of hard to get shopping in if you're, you know, without it being dark.
Yes.
And there, of course, you know, a lot of us may not have somebody to go shopping with right after work. Mm-hmm. So I think that would be definitely a concern. I like the idea of actually being able to go to someone and ask for an escort. I know that, you know, I'm a little bit prideful, I guess. I think I could handle anything. But like you said, it's definitely better to be safe than sorry.
Yes, and have your keys out. Walk with a purpose. Be vigilant of your surroundings. Have your key out to your vehicle. So most of us normally have 2 or 3 packages when we go out shopping. So you want to be able to get in your car and right away. So have your key out, be ready to get into your car and put your packages in the car, and then lock your door and drive off safe. And also pay attention as you're walking to your vehicle to make sure no one's around your vehicle. So you want to be just observant.
Because safety to me, I used to work at the Rape Crisis Center in Atlanta. And we really, some of the things that you're talking about is something that we try to teach women especially, but men too, to be cautious about walking distances in the dark or, that kind of that safety issue, having keys out. As I don't want to say necessarily the simple things, but it is sometimes the simple things that keep us safe. Being alert and aware to our surroundings, which I know for me, and as much as I know that, I can get very easily distracted with the things in my hands.
Yes.
I know that some cars, of course, if you have an older car, but that you can have where only one side will unlock, the driver's side, so that all your other doors are still locked.
Yes.
So that's, something that might be helpful.
That is helpful. And then also on the keyless entry, if someone did try to take your packages, you can hit the panic alarm. And so the alarm could go off and draw attention to you in the parking lot area. So there are a lot of resources out there that we don't necessarily think about that's right at our disposal.
I think that's true, and that's one reason why I really wanted and was excited to have you on the show, is because I know there's probably things that I don't think about. I was fortunate enough to have a police officer in our family, my brother-in-law, so he kind of preached a little bit at us, which was good.
Yes.
Because I tend to think they're more good people than they are bad,
Yes.
but at the same time, it only takes that one bad person to find yourself in a bad situation.
Yes, and that is shopping when you're at the malls and outlets. But now we are seeing more cyber shopping online. And so we're starting to see the phishing scams where there are websites that's made up to look like a Gap or Target. And folks are going in, purchasing things, and then they're getting their credit card information or their debit card information. So we encourage people to look real close at those websites. Oftentimes there are a lot of misspelled words on the website, and so look for that because the phishing scams are increasing now.
Yeah, I didn't even really think about that perspective of I guess I think of it when you get the emails that ask you questions, but as far as Gap sending you something, I wouldn't have thought necessarily saying that Gap, and if I went on their website, I would assume it was their website.
Yes, one of the websites was the NFL, and the NFL football jerseys being $19.99. So I looked at the website very closely, and there were a lot of misspelled words.
Okay.
And so we knew that is not the official NFL website.
Okay, and I got something, now that makes me pause and wonder, because I did not put, Walmart, it still allows layaways, but I didn't put anything on layaway this year. But I got a text from Walmart said if you had not picked up, which the dates were right, so it's probably legit, but I'm still wondering, why was I on their number call or their text messaging list when I had not put something on Walmart? So it makes you kind of wonder if there's something weird there.
Yes, and also the banks. I've got an email saying your account has been looked like there's been some fraudulent activity in your account. Please go online and put in your data. And I don't bank with Bank of America, so the email came from Bank of America. So I knew that was strange because I don't have an account with Bank of America.
And yeah, that's the kind of stuff that my mind will trigger real quick too, like you said, because those are the ones that you commonly see with banks or supposed banks.
Yes.
And I did get a weird. Now, you know how things click, because I got a weird one saying your account has been suspended, and it didn't even say who it came from, and so that was a signal to me. I didn't click on the text or anything. It's still on my phone because I was trying to debate if I should take it up to somebody. I don't know if they ever even investigate these things.
Yeah, I would call the customer service number and let them know the email that you received or the text to make sure that it's legit. Another safety concern for shopping with the holidays is after you shop and the holidays are over, the first thing we do is we sit the boxes outside on the curb. So we encourage you to break the boxes down and place them in the trash can as instead of putting your 80-inch flat screen television box out and then in front of your yard, and that gives folks with some ill intentions to know that you have a brand new 80-inch flat screen television in your house, and maybe welcoming for them to come in or tempted to break in your house and steal your brand new flat screen television. So we encourage, especially on those electronic items and big ticket items, break the box up and put it in your trash can, and don't advertise what you got for Christmas.
It's something that people could easily kind of snatch and grab, come in and grab. Because I would think most burglars, robbers, now I know there's a difference. Burglar is they come in and you're not home. Robber
Right.
is you're being physically robbed.
Yes.
Okay. But burglarize, I would think there are some that ill intent towards a person, but I would think most of them would really want to just come in as quickly as possible, grab what they can as easily as possible, and go
And
out.
get out, yes.
Okay.
And you know, most people very picturesque to put your Christmas tree in front of your window so people can see your decorations. But when you're not home, you want to close the curtains, and so people can't look in the window and see the pretty Christmas tree and all the presents under the tree, because then again, it could be inviting somebody with ill intentions to try to burglarize your home when you're not home.
I know with lighting, of course, I know people are getting savvy. They're doing the timers, and they try to make it look
Yes.
like they're at home more often than they're not. Of course, we all remember the movie Home Alone when they
Yes.
put the timers on. And unfortunately, the burglars are probably just as smart, if not smarter than we are sometimes.
At times they are real savvy. You mentioned that years ago, before we had our home alarms, you left the kitchen light on or the bathroom light, because those are two places that anybody could be in at any time of the night. So oftentimes when people would travel or be away from home, they would leave their kitchen light on or the bathroom light.
Yeah, that tends to be what we would used to do when I was growing up: the kitchen or the bathroom light, porch lights.
Or the porch light.
Well, and
yes.
porch lights are good just because it illuminates that front door anyway, irregardless. And of course, I've seen what now the security type setups people can get are pretty amazing.
Yes, they are. They're getting very elaborate, where you can see who's coming into your front door. If you get packages delivered to your home, that's being recorded as well. So those systems are becoming very elaborate.
And there seems to be some effectiveness to them because at least what you see on television, they on the news even, where, if you see this man and, there he is,
Yes.
there's his face, you can actually see him.
And some even have the audio.
Yes.
Yes. And you could tell them the police are coming, or get away from my porch, and it's scaring the intruder away. So it's becoming very elaborate.
And again, I think it's that, and people are out for the quick buck. I don't think
Yes.
they're necessarily wanting to harm a person. That puts them in more danger too if there's a person interacting that they have to interact with.
Right.
And unless they're like a malintent on a person, they really want the money. They're really
Right.
wanting the merchandise.
The merchandise and packages. Now we're seeing an increase where folks are riding around your community to see if any packages are being delivered so they can get the packages. But you're right, they don't want an encounter with a person per se,
And
because then that changes the game.
Yeah,
Where we
big
was
time.
just getting property, now I may have to hurt you. And
Or they
then
may
the
get hurt.
package. Yeah, or they may get hurt. So yes, they want to just get the packages and get away.
yeah, we had a package. Thought it was coming in, and that's the other thing. The trackers with like UPS, the United States Postal Service, FedEx. Most of them have those services where you can literally track
Track
the
your
package
package.
itself.
Yes.
And it knows, oh, okay, it's been delivered. And so that's kind of, I think that's another safety feature that a lot of the companies have put on for us.
Yes.
So that, hey, we know at 8 o'clock that package was delivered, or it's out for delivery. So it kind of gives us an idea when we should be around.
Yeah, and I've heard people talk about having packages delivered to their workplace.
Yes.
So that's another benefit, or having it delivered to the post office, and they're holding it there, and then you go pick it up from the post office as well.
I hadn't thought about having it held at the post office. I didn't. That could get kind of, for the post office, a little bit crazy if they're get a lot of
Yeah, if they get a
large
lot of packages.
or anything.
Particularly this time of year. So right before Thanksgiving on up to Christmas, when the shopping is really heavy, that could be
A little bit harder.
a little bit tougher.
But I do like the tracking system. I know that my husband works for UPS, and he says, I hate that thing because people are going, my package should have been here at 10 o'clock, and it may still be on the truck or something.
Yes.
It's like people will just, he says, I think some of them just stare at it all day waiting for it to come.
Waiting to come. Or if you have neighbors that may be home during the day, consider having a package delivered to them and then picking it up from your neighbor's house to protect your packages.
And again, I think, like you said, anything that we can think of just to kind of keep, because your money is just as important as my money. And
Yes.
I mean, if I spent that money, it's money that I had to spend, but at the same time, I'm sure it wasn't necessarily extra money. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's still important
Exactly.
to me. So.
And some of them are even getting savvy where they can put a code in and they can open your trunk and you can put the package in the trunk. Amazon.
Oh.
Yes, it's a service that you can purchase, or they can actually have a code and put the package in your home and close the door right back. And there's a camera there to show that the package was delivered and put into your home.
I did not know
So it's
that.
becoming very elaborate now.
Wow. Well, Chief, we're going to have to take a break, go get your coffee, and we'll be right back.
$145 over 92.
180 over 111.
I had a heart attack, a cardiac arrest, and then a stroke.
This is what high blood pressure looks like. You might not feel its symptoms, but the results from a heart attack or stroke are far from invisible or silent. Get back on your plan, or talk with your doctor to create an exercise, diet, and medication plan that works for you. Go to loweryourhbp.org.
If I would have followed a treatment plan, I would not be in this situation.
Welcome back to GHC Coffee Break. Chief, we've really talked about some interesting and innovative ways that, I mean, I had not thought about the cyber, some of the cyber issues. I know
Yes.
that, some of them I do, the cautionary about the banks, and I hadn't really thought about the fake gaps or websites really. So that was really helpful to me. The security that we were just talking about as we left for commercial, I'm a little bit hesitant on giving somebody my code. I mean, I guess, yeah, I could see him, or that him and she, I don't want to be sexist here, leave the package and leave, but at the same time, that person, I guess you would change that code?
Yes, you would have that code changed out. But I'm a little old school, and having someone to enter into my home and put the package out, I have a little concern about that.
Now, like I said, my husband works for UPS, and he's been on that particular route that he's on for a lot of years now. And there are some of his customers that are regular customers that regularly or routinely get packages throughout the year. And he does have a couple of codes to gates and different things, where he knows he can put the package at a certain place. And he said that, they've had conversations and they're both very comfortable with it. But he doesn't, and if somebody else is delivering it, another person with that, he doesn't give it out. It's just they put it where, they put it. But yeah, it's somebody that's very well known to the two parties that have agreed upon it. But yeah.
Yes, and folks that live in the apartment communities, you can have the package delivered to the office
That's a good idea.
during business hours. And then when you get home from work, you go by the leasing office and pick up your package. So that's another idea. And then the other thing is use your credit card as opposed to your debit card when you're making purchases, because the credit cards tend to have that fraudulent protection on it, as opposed to your debit card.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, so we encourage folks to use the credit card if they have them, as opposed to their debit card. I think eventually the bank will work with you, but in the immediate, the credit cards, you're protected.
I had one, I've only had, thank you, Lord, one situation where someone, and I know what they were doing. They used a minor purchase thinking I wouldn't catch it. But I look at my online statement very routinely.
Yes.
I like that. Even though I'm old school and I don't like to do a lot of stuff, I've gotten where I do my bills online and stuff like that. So I do my statement online. And I noticed a $27 purchase at Lowe's, and I asked my husband, had you been to Lowe's? And he said, no. And it happened twice. Mm-hmm. And so I called the bank and we did some investigation, and I did get that money refunded back, and it was considered a fraudulent charge. And I think what would have happened had we not caught it, it would have been a larger charge. And that's what they said probably would have happened, that, they start out with a little something and see if it's noticed.
Right.
And then it will lead to the big charge.
Yes. Start out very small to see if it slipped past you and your attention, and then it'll grow to the larger purchases.
So so gift cards, that's another thing. Is there anything, advice or any information you could give us on about gift cards and purchasing gift cards?
Yeah, the gift cards, you want to make sure, again, if you purchasing the gift cards, I just saw the case on the news now where some folks with ill intentions are going into the stores and copying the number on the back of the gift cards and then putting it back. So then when you go purchase the gift card and activate it, that person has that account information on the gift cards. So again, you want to purchase it with means of having that fraudulent protection. So if that happens to you, you'll be reimbursed your money. Now,
on the back of the gift card, isn't that number covered with a black band or some sort?
They are removing that band, and then they are buying the stickers that look just like it. And so once they remove it and copy the number off it, they'll replace it with a sticker that look very similar to the bar that's on it, and then they're putting it back up.
I swear, if they put half the energy into doing what's right,
yes,
to what they're doing what's wrong, it would be okay.
Yes, yeah. And it was a gentleman on the news, one of the local news stations. He bought a $50 gift card from Walmart, and it was only 47 cents on it. But once he had it activated, they had the information and they started making purchases and charging on it.
Man, yeah, that just hurts my feelings.
Yes. So you have to be careful, especially this time of year, because again, people are looking for the quick buck, the quick gift, and it's at our expense.
Other things, we've got about 4 or 5 minutes left in our segment, but other things that you would like to make sure our community knows about?
Yes. Again, just if you can't go in groups, and when you go to the ATM, oftentimes we go to the ATM to get money out. Be aware of your surroundings as you're getting out, going to the ATM to withdraw money. Is there anybody else lurking around? So pay attention to that. And don't get large sums of money out of the ATM and flashing it and putting it in your purse. So I would encourage this time of year to actually go into the bank and put your money up in your wallets and purses before going out to your vehicle.
Okay.
Because you don't want nobody to see you getting large sums of money and target you to rob. So just being careful of that.
And I know for ladies, because my husband's always fussing at me, is to zip the
Yes, zip your
compartments,
purse and
really
the
bad.
compartments up
Yeah.
so they won't reach in. And after all that shopping, and then you go out to eat lunch or dinner, and oftentimes the ladies will hang their purse on the chair. Make sure that it's zipped up, because if you're out and involved in a conversation, you may not be paying attention to your purse, and with it being open, they have easy access to slip their hand in there while you're not paying attention. So if you're going to be out and have your purse where you can see it, where it's visible to you, so you can make sure nobody's slipping their hands in there trying to take your money or your wallet.
And again, the matter of having the zipper, at least it's a little bit harder to just unzip it.
Yes. Make it difficult for them. You want to make it as difficult as possible for them. Again, these folks are looking for the easy targets.
Okay.
Someone who left their purse unzipped, or someone who may be shopping and they're walking by themselves.
Yeah, or if you're in a buggy, I see it all the time, where I don't care
Yes.
where I'm shopping, that they'll walk away. I get onto my mother. She'll sit her purse is in the buggy, and she'll walk to get something off the shelf, and then there's maybe 5 feet apart sometimes. And I said, Mom, somebody could easily pick, even though she has her zip, now she does keep it zipped, but
Yes.
nothing from that grab.
And our attention are taken away because we're looking at the articles that we want to buy for some loved ones as a present. And you take your attention away, and somebody walk and take the purse right out of the shopping cart and walk away.
And especially if they're
Yes.
savvy and they're gone, and
And they're
then you
gone.
look back and you don't even know how long ago it's
How
been
long
gone.
has it been gone? So just being very vigilant. And if you see something, say something. That's so important.
Yes, and that it truly is everyone's responsibility. I mean,
Yes.
we don't want to ever put ourselves in danger, and I have a bad tendency to kind of, say, hey, wait a minute, stop. But at the same time, it really, we do, because again, if you confront that person, they don't really want to be caught. They're probably more likely just to drop it and go, as opposed to confrontation, I would think.
Yes, and you could be a good witness as well. So if you saw something, you can contact the police and let the police know what you saw. What were they wearing? Dark colored clothing, light colored clothing? Did they have facial hair or no facial hair? Were they wearing a hat or not a hat? So be very observant so you can report to the police.
And actually, if you find something laying on the ground, wallets or anything, pick it up and take it back. You know.
Most of the time you can find a manager in the store, let them know that you'd like to turn that over into lost and found.
Yeah, keys, it doesn't matter what
Keys,
it is.
important. They get away from us when we're out shopping.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to brag 1 second on my husband. He found $200 that at a drive, he was delivering, and somebody had dropped money out of their, I guess when they got out of their car. Nobody was in the house, and he took it up to the police department, and they were able to identify it, and because he told them where it was found, and sure enough, somebody had lost the money.
That's
So
awesome.
You do it.
You do it.
And I have to wrap this up, but Chief, thank you. We'll be right back with GHC Coffee Break.
Open road, here comes the Heffley family.
Whether it's a short trip or a long haul,
Estimated time 47 hours.
they will beg,
You're hungry? I'm happy to provide.
they will plead.
Deep fried butter on a stick.
But whatever you do, don't wimp out.
Now you're talking.
Make them buckle up.
He can't hurt.
Remember, safety first. Cheese curls second.
Are you orange?
Welcome back to GHC Coffee Break. I feel like we had a lot of time and a lot of good quality time, but not enough time. I really appreciate your tips for holiday safety, and you guys take his word, because believe me, I've seen it. Let's be good and safe this holiday season. Happy holidays.